Man, let's talk about it. All right, this is Kenny, the bad guy himself. I'm reviewing the movie Obsession today. I'm going to get into it. So I just left the theaters, literally like fresh out in the theaters watching this movie. I'm going to give y'all the non-spoiler review first, like I always do. Give y'all non-spoiler review first, and then I'm gonna give y'all like 20 seconds to exit the screen, cut stop the video, all that stuff. So I'm gonna give you non-spoiler first, then the spoiler. I'm gonna warn y'all so that way y'all don't get hit with it because the movie just dropped. All right. So me watching this movie's been out for a week now. From what I'm seeing here, the budget was 750,000 to 1 million. And they've already made 44 million. At this time this video dropped, they've already made 44 million. Now, I've seen nothing but great reviews. People are saying, I think her name is Indy Navarrete, because she is Hispanic and Australian, um, playing Nikki in this movie. Now, I will say this is, without spoiling anything, this is a supernatural obsession movie, and to the point where there's some consequences. There's some consequences. But with this movie, like I said, without spoiling anything, I'm going to say, if I'm rating it out of 10, I'm giving it a 9.75. I think it's as close to perfection as possible, in my opinion. I really don't have anything negative to say about this movie. Like, I know you're like, then why is it not a 10 out of 10? Like, but with this movie, like I said, it wasn't perfect, but it was very, very close to perfect. It was very, very close to perfect. Um, I just, I'm like I said again, I'm trying not to spoil it. I'm just like I said, like I said, I'm gonna give it a 9.75 out of 10. I think this movie shows. I keep Indy Navarrete. I don't know. Like I said again, I don't know how to say her name. She bodied this role. She bodied this role. Now she's not technically the main character, but it's the main character is actually a character played by Michael Johnston, playing the character Bear, which is very. It's a very timid. He's like that. He's that friend zone guy, and he's trying to get out the friend zone. Basically, he's trying to get out the friend zone, and he's like, "Hey, I'm gonna shoot my shot." And he's just that. He's just so scared. He's got the cool, confident friend, and like I said, a lot of, I was gonna say hilarity ensues. Well, there's a couple parts that was pretty funny, but like this movie, just this movie is just so good. Like I said, this movie, it leaves you with the whole movie. I would say, no joke, if this movie is an hour and 40 minutes, I spent maybe 10 minutes of it feeling normal. Everything else, I was like, ooh, like I was like this the whole movie, like you just get that sense of dread watching this movie. It's just the way they set up, the pacing is just wonderful, very rare in newer horror movies, because a lot of these horror movies, they're too thirsty to try to get the jump scare off. And it feels like, now I'm not gonna act like there's no jump scares in the movie. There are jump scares. There's a lot of them. But it's not the kind of jump scare you think. It's not that like medicine cabinet thing that pop up like, and it's just like, or it's like the fake out. It's like, oh, this cat runs by. It's like, "Ew." It's nothing like that. This movie is pretty much, you in it. Like, you in it immediately. You like, golly, like this must, like I said, they kick it. There's no like slow burn. This ain't no slow burn kind of movie. This is getting right to it. And not only does it get right to it, this movie has you feeling like, you just feel like you're just so tense the entire movie. You just feel like, oh my God. Like I said, something's gonna happen. Even when they don't, even when the scenes where it's like it's daytime, nothing could be happening now. You still gotta kind of watch your back. Like they're still doing stuff that you're like, ooh, and just like I said again, I'm not trying to spoil anything, but I definitely recommend seeing it. If you're a horror fan, definitely check it out. If you're not a horror fan, I would say watch it for the performance. because Indy Navarrete body this role. Now I'm not gonna act like Michael Johnston was terrible like that. So don't get me wrong where I'm like, oh, I'm not talking about him because his character didn't need that, if that makes sense. His character was kind of one note. He's like I said, the timid guy. He's dealing with this BS. And then while Indy's in there, she's acting a fool. She's like, yeah, what's up now, Nick? Like she's acting a fool. So yeah, like I said, I do definitely recommend watching it. Man, like I said, I just left that theater and I was just like, man, I need to talk about this. I need to talk about this movie. It's so good. It's so good. I think she has to win some kind of award for this. She has to. She bodied this role. She has to win an award for this. And yeah, like I said, horror fans definitely go check it out. Non-horror fans, check it out just to see her performance. We might have 2 xyzbca come out because, like I said, there were some scenes that were terrifying, if I do say so myself. Terrifying. Like I said, I was in that theater, like I said, I'll tell you, I was in that theater like, ooh. And then, like I said, there is some gore to it. So, like, if you're going to it wondering, like, is it a gory kind of movie? Is it this kind of movie? Is it this? To me, it's got a mixture of everything. It's got a little mixture of everything. You got your little bit of gore, you got your little bit of supernatural, you got your unsettling images, things like that, to where it's like they got a little bit of everything for everybody. For me, I appreciate every form of horror. I'm not a fan of body horror. I don't think this movie does that. That's the only thing I would say. Like, that's the only I wouldn't say there's no body horror in this. When I say body horror, I mean like The Fly, some turning. It's nothing like that. But you're gonna see some stuff. You're like, ooh, like I said, you're literally get that cold chill up your spine a couple times watching this. But like I said again, I'm gonna say right here, 9.75 out of 10, as close to perfection as humanly possible. But I'm going to stop right here. So I'm gonna give you time. I'm gonna give you some time before I start giving y'all the breakdown, review. So, like I said, you got I'll give you another 15 seconds. You got another 15 seconds before I really break this movie down and tell you what I thought of it, almost shot for shot. All right. Turn it off, because here it comes. All right. So let's get into the breakdown review, breakdown review. All right. So it's for the people that's already seen it and people that's too scared to see it. You're gonna know what I'm talking about now. So in this movie starts off with Bear. His name is, I think his name is Barry or Baron, but his name was Bear. They kept calling him Bear the whole movie. So Bear is just, like I said, that timid friend. He's in the friend zone with his childhood friend, Nikki. And Nikki is a very extroverted, confident. She knows what she wants in life. She's a very good person. There's a scene where she's like, hey, let me borrow $20. And they're like, okay, bet. And they give it to her. She runs to a bum immediately and gives him the 20. Like, she's just that good person. She's good spirited. She's a good person. Now, he's, like I said, he's such a pushover. I don't know what I'm saying? Like, I want to talk to her, but I'm too scared to say anything. So he's like that kind of person. So he literally goes to, so she says, like, they're on the phone and, like, so let me run it back 2 seconds. So he's like being coached by his 2 friends. One girl's name was Sarah, I think. If I remember correctly, her name was Sarah. And then the other one was Ian. I think, yeah. Ian and Sarah. Yep. It was Ian and Sarah. I had to make sure it was Ian and Sarah. So Ian and Sarah are like kind of coaching him, like, hey, this is what you should say, blah, blah, blah. And he's like, oh, I don't know, it's stupid, blah, blah. I don't know if I should say this, whatever. So he's being all weird. So he's like I said, he's such a I'll do anything you want kind of thing. Like, he's like I said, he's a pick me kind. He's a pick me, but at the same time, he's too scared to say anything. He's that white knight that feels like he deserves the chick just because he's good, if that makes sense. So when you hear me say that, this is what I'm going to cross with that. So like I said, so that's the kind of character. That's how he felt to me. Nikki was the extroverted, good-spirited person. he was the white knight trying to get her, but he was too afraid to express his feelings. So she's talking about like she's on the phone with him, and she's like, "Damn, I didn't drop my necklace in this. I think she said it was in a drain or something like that. She dropped in the drain." So he's like, "Okay, I'm sorry to hear that, whatever." So his boy's like, "Don't go to this trivia thing we got going." He's like, "Don't go, just let her do her thing. If you're gonna spit your game, let her do her thing." So he's like, "All right, So he tells her, I'm not gonna come through." And she was like, "Oh, I really wanted you to come through." So like I said, he's friend zoned to the max. Like he's friend zoned to that point where he's trying, but it's just not like he's not trying, but like he wants her, but she's just she's a brother to him. Or I'm sorry, he's a brother to her. And he goes by this like mystic energy crystal, like that kind of shop where you buy crystals and stuff like that. So he's like such a simp. He's like, I'm about to buy her a new necklace. I'm gonna buy her a new one. So he's in there looking through necklaces, and he's like, "Oh, which one do you think she would like?" And the person's kind of like, get whatever. Like, she's like, "Yeah," she's on the phone. She got her AirPods in. She talks to him like, "Yeah, go ahead, get whatever." So he ends up seeing this thing called a One Wish Willow, which is a novelty toy, and he's like, "You know what?" He's like, "Fuck it, I just buy one of these." So he buys that. He goes to the bar anyway because she's like, "Come on, it means so much to me if you just do that, if you come with us." So he's like, "All right." So he goes over there. Like I said, this is the beginning. Like I said, this is normal as it gets. This part, then it's like I said, from after this part, I'm about to tell you, tense butthole the whole movie. Tense butthole the whole movie. So literally, what was I saying? Okay, so they get to the bar. He's like, I'm gonna tell her how I feel. And his boy's like, "No, don't do it, don't do it." And then he's like, "Nah, I'm gonna do it, whatever." And then they're like talking like it was like that kind of talk. So doing that, and she's like, "Hey, nigga, like we having a, we in a party. Like, why are y'all talking like this?" And she's like, "I'm gonna go get some drinks." And he's like, I'm gonna go too." So then they go up there. He's like, "Okay, I'm gonna shoot my shot. I'm gonna shoot my shot." Every time he goes to do it, somebody cuts him off. Every time. He's like, "Damn, I'm trying to shoot my shot." So then she's like I said, then we get to the part where she pays the homeless man, and she's like, she's like, "I need a ride home." He's like, I'll do it, whatever." So he gives her a ride home. Of course, the ride home, he's all awkward. He's driving. He's just, I want to tell you something, but I don't know how to tell you. She's like, "Just tell me." She's like, "Come on, just tell me." She extroverted, so she's like confident. She's like, "Tell me what you want to tell me." He's like, "I don't know. I want to tell you, but so he being a weirdo. So she's like, "Okay, whatever." So then she gives him chance after chance to tell him through this whole scene. She's like, "What you gonna tell me?" Whatever. He's like, "Oh, I don't know." So then he's like, "Okay, whatever." And literally, she's like, "Okay." It's like that little awkward, tense thing. She's like, "Okay, I'm about to leave. I'm about to go to my house. You want to tell me anything, whatever?" And so he gets a shot, and he's like, "I just want to tell you that, go Bucks, whatever." You know what I'm saying? It's something random. I forget exactly what he said, but he said something like, "Yeah, She's like, "Okay, you want to tell me that?" So then he's like, "Oh, fuck, come on, stupid, stupid, stupid." He's like in the car doing that stupid, stupid, stupid kind of thing. So she's like walking in the house, and then he snaps. He snaps that what'd you call it? This so he makes the wish, and he makes the wish. She's like, "Man, I wish you would love me more than anybody else in the world." Wishful thinking, huh? That's what he does. He kind of doing like wishful thinking, huh? They turn. She's like standing on the top of the porch, like standing like this, all creepy. And he's like, and she's like trying. When I say trying hard, she's trying hard to get him in this house. She's like, "Oh, hey, I'm, um, you should come in. You should come in." And she's like, her emotions are like all over the place. She's like, "Come on, you should come in." And he's like, "Oh, I don't know, man." And he's like joking, like you can tell they're like friends. He's like, "You're silly." And she's like, "Come on, just get in the house. Come on. Get out." She's going back and forth, like trying. She's got like 12 different emotions she's going through, just saying everything. She's like, "Come on. Oh my gosh, I just feel so bad because my dad is dying. So I need you to come through because I'm feeling bad. Oh my gosh. Oh my god, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. She's all over the place. And he's like clearly freaked out. He's feeling the same way we feeling because we all like, what in the world? So, like I said, this is out the gate. The moment he snaps that thing right there, like I said, this probably no joke. This is probably like 9-10 minutes into the movie, if that. They show, like I said, they showed the beginning thing, like I was talking about earlier. Then he snapped the thing, and then it was just straight to craziness. So somehow she's pretty much like, I need to go to your house. And he's like, okay, whatever. Like I said, he's still not on it. Like he's still being scared. And he's like, okay, whatever. So he ends up doing it. And literally, she's on, like I said, she's still being weird. She's still being weird the whole time. She's like, and like I said, this point, like I said, from this point, from that everything she's doing, she's oh, I love you so much. Oh my gosh, I'm sorry. Oh my god. So she's like acting weird. Like she's acting weird. And he's like, bro, like, what is wrong with you? So she's like, I'm so sorry, whatever. So he's like, can I just stay the night? Whatever. And he's like, okay, bet. You stay the night. She's in there and she's like, the one, I'm going back a second. So she comes in and she's like looking around. She's like, oh, this is where you live at now? He was like, yeah, that's where I live now. Okay, no. My grandma, whatever. I think he said grandma died or something like that. But she's like looking around. She was like, smells like you. You know, she comes on just taking it in. He was like, okay, bet. So like I said, she laying in the bed. She laying in the bed and she talking about some, could you sleep with me? Like I feel more comfortable if you slept with me. He's like, okay. He turned around. She take her top off. I mean, she still got a bra on though, because there's no gratuitous like nudity in this movie. There's no. I don't even remember. I don't think there is any nudity in this movie. There's no nudity. But he's like, oh man, because even when there's a scene later when they have sex, there is still no nudity. So this part, they're like leaning on the bed. She's like, oh my gosh, I'm just so sad of my dad. And then she's like doing that little head on the shoulder thing. She's like kind of like where they're gonna be nose to nose, where they like you can tell about the kiss. So then he kisses her. Oh, I'm sorry, she kisses him, and he kind of kissing her back. And then she's just like, ah! and she jumps like, ah! and like flips off the bed. He was like, what in the world was that? And she was like, oh my bad, I'm sorry, I thought I seen something. He was like, nah, bro, like, you good? He was like, bro, you scaring me right now. And she was like, nah, I'm sorry, I just thought I seen something. He was like, nah. So he slept. So he slept on the floor. He slept on the floor. So you can get to bed. I'm not sleeping up there with you. He was like, I'm scared. So then in the morning, like, so take a step back. So the other thing too, because his cat had just died. Like he came home from work and he's seen his cat laid out on the floor. He's like, ah, I think his cat was named like Candy or Sandy, something like that. So he's like, ah. And she had created a whole like shrine of this cat. Dug him up there because he had just buried it too. Like that was like a quick thing. That was a quick scene too. Like so they show, like I said again, the beginning's like 10 minutes long. They just show you kind of like into his life. He's getting ready for work, things like that. Like I said, they get right to it after that. So that's what I'm saying. It's like they get right to it. But like I said, so she's like, yeah. So she's like, I'm sorry, whatever. I'm sorry, this ain't okay. He's like, nah, this ain't okay, bro. Why are you digging my cat up? Like she dug the cat up and like had candles all around it. Cat was stinking. There was flies all around it. She was like, why'd you do that? And she was like, I'm sorry. He was like, you can't do that. Like I said, they already out the gate going crazy. So like I said, this is out the gate. This is the first thing he experiences. He experiences her freaking out, stuff like that. He's like, what is going on? So then she's kind of like, hey, I was on Molly. So I'm sorry about that. That's why I was acting where I was acting. And that's the other thing too. My fault. Let me go back. So there's a scene where he goes to work and they come into work together in the same car. So his boy's like, no, you pulled that, bro. He kind of doing the whole devil thing. He's like, you got that? And he's like, hey man, I didn't crack anything like that, but she was on some weird stuff last night. And while he's talking, they're having a face-to-face conversation. She in the background, she's turned like this, just staring him down. Not breaking, and when I say not breaking, these niggas have a conversation for. And that's another thing too I love about this movie. They hold on position, like hold on scenes for an uncomfortably long time. So like you got to give us like it's kind of like how the movie Pearl, when they held on to her a couple times, she's smiling. It's like you could tell it's hurting her to smile. And that's how she was. She was just like so she was a great face actor. Like so she was just sitting there like just cheesing, staring him down. And I'm just like so she's staring him down the whole time. So my fault. She wasn't smiling like this like that was the Pearl one I'm telling you about. But she was kind of just looking like she was just kind of just staring. He just like I said they having a whole conversation. He's explaining the whole night. Like, nah, I ain't crack, blah, 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 but this happened. So he explained everything that's going down. And dude was like, what? You know, she did all that? And he was like, yeah, but I don't know what she was on, blah, blah, blah. He was like, well, she was on Molly for a little bit, so it might have been that. Like I said, the whole time they're talking, she does not break eye contact. You can see her staring him down in the background, which was terrifying. I was like, oh, I don't like that at all. So then they have a scene where she comes to him after work. So, and that's the other thing too. Like she's talking to the boss. The boss is talking to her. He's talking at her. He's talking to her, but it's not even like he's talking to her because at this point he's talking at her because she's not even paying attention. Like same way, just like this, she's looking dead at him. He's just doing his work. She's just staring him down. So then he goes home and and it's like a creepy thing if you notice he's on the phone, you see the shadow from the window. So you know she's been out there. So you see the shadow move where she's walking, she knocks on the front door. And we get this is one of the most uncomfortable scenes for me. Nothing even happens in this scene, but this scene was so uncomfortable for me. This was like top 3 scariest scenes to me. And there was no jump scares. It was just her talking. Her talking in the window, like in the front. She opened the door. She had like a red dress on. That's the thing too. They casted a beautiful young actress to play her. So she's just standing there like. So she's standing there, but the way the shadow is, it's kind of like I don't know if you remember Sin City 2, where I can't remember Sin City 1 or 2, but there was a scene where the shadows are covering everything, and you kind of see just the eyes, is like kind of like that. But the way the shadow, but it's like an unrealistic shadow, like that would never happen. That I'm saying, like it was like you saw like it was like the way that I'm getting chills. Think about it, because the way they did the glare, all you saw was like the glare from her pupils. Was all you really saw from her talking. You saw like her teeth when she was talking, but then you just seen the glare of her from her pupils. And she's just talking, and she's like, "Yeah, I'm sorry. I was on Molly. I just want you to, I don't want you to look at me like that. So I don't want you. I do apologize, but I I don't want you to think, what I'm saying? Like she's like, I don't want you to think you took advantage of me, but I was on Molly, so I wasn't myself." And he was like, "Oh my God, that makes so much sense. That's why you was acting like that." And she's like, "Yeah, but I still got feelings for you though." So he's like, "Okay, bet." So we get like a little montage of everything between them two. And Ian tells him, he's like, "Bro, look, I'm sorry, but she never really liked you like that, bro. Like, I don't know why she's acting the way she's acting, but she said she friends on you. Like, I don't know why she's acting all like, I don't know why she's so into you like that. Like, I don't know where this is coming from." He's like, "Okay." And then we get, like I said, in the montage too, they watching TV, and she's not watching TV, she's watching him. Like, so he's watching TV, and she's like looking at him, and he's like, he turned her head like, "Nigga, if you look this way." And she was kind of like, "Okay, okay." And with this movie, so like I said, with this is one of those things where basically they show signs that it's not really her. It's really so a demon is kind of like taking over her body, and the demon is doing this stuff, and the real her is coming out. Like when she's like, there's gonna be some scenes where she's randomly screaming, and in those scenes where she's randomly screaming like that, it's literally like, okay, She's literally randomly screaming, and I was like, okay, bet. I like, why is she acting like this? And she's kind of like, oh, I'm sorry, babe. I'm sorry about that. Huh. I'm sorry, but please don't leave me. Please don't leave me. Oh my god. Like it's creepy how she's doing this stuff. Like she's pulling in like a Jim Carrey kind of performance, doing reverse. I'm like, like, what is going on? So there's a point where they go on a date, like so everything's seeming well. Like so we've seen that montage, everything's well, and then like I said, they go out to dinner, and during the dinner, he was like the boy, like this boy Ian was like, bro, she ain't like you, she ain't liking you like you think she does. I don't know why she's acting the way she is, but I looked into it. She was talking about how her dad was dying. That's not that never happened. His dad's fine. Her dad's fine. Like I heard he goes to work every day. He's perfectly fine. Like he's straight. He was like, she's lying to you. I don't know why she's doing that. I think she's got some kind of this depression or something, but she's acting weird. And so I don't know if she's like, saying using you to get out of it. But he's like, hey, you gotta get up out of there because she's using you. So he's like, oh, okay. And then they get in this dinner, and she's kind of like I said, the whole time he's on his phone, she's in the background, just like walking up real slow and just creeping over, being creepy. And then and then so he confronts her by like, bro, did you really lie? Like, did you lie about your dad? And she's like, I did, okay, I did. Why do we talk about that? And she's like hollering. And these are like, and she's going off. And he's like, I'm sorry. And she's like, okay, can we just go on, like, can we just have our date? Blah, blah, blah. So that night, this nigga, she's got like a flower pot, and bro, like I said, there's some very unnerving scenes. Like this one unnerving scene, she takes the flower pot, she's like holding it, and she's running around like doing all kind of weird stuff. So it was like, what? He was like, what is that? And she was like, no, my fault, my fault. Let me go back 1 second. We go back one scene. She's like up against, so that you're like, it's dark. It's dark. I couldn't even see her, but she's in the darkness. She's not even in bed with him. She's like in the corner, like this. It's very dark. You can barely see her. There's like other things back there too, but she's in the dark in the corner. And he's like, hey, like, what are you doing? And she's like, I'm just watching you sleep. He was like, oh nah. He was like, can you not do that? Like, can you not? And she was like, I need to do this, whatever. And then he was like, oh nah. So then she's kind of walked up all weird, and she was all like, he did the monster mash, the monster. She walked up on him like old boy from from Don't Be a Menace. She was like walking up on him all weird. She was sneaking, doing a Thriller. And he was like, well, what is this? And she was just like, oh, my bad, I'm sorry. Whatever. And like I said, she left that room, came with that flower pot. She was like she was zigzagging, like she was running around. He was like, what is this? Like I said, this whole scene was unnerving. I was like, oh, I don't like this at all. So then he's like, yeah, you can't be on that kind of stuff, bro. So he tells her, like, bro, you can't be on that kind of stuff. And she's like, okay, well, he's like, I'll just stay here. He's like, it's my off day. He was like, well, I'm going to work. And she was like, okay, well, going to work. She's like, have fun doing that. I'll be here. This nigga, so you don't see what he's looking at first. He's kind of looking like, he's like, he's kind of like, what in the world? So he goes over there. You see the door is duct tape. And when I say duct tape, nigga, I mean all the duct tape. All the duct tape. Like if I say it had to have been six, she had to gone over it like 6 times. It was so much duct tape on there. And it's so unnerving. You're like, oh. And he's like, okay, I'm trying to get out now. She's like, well, if you can't get out, just stay in here then, silly. He's like, nah, I gotta go to work. And she's like, well, I packed you some lunch. Go take your lunch. He's like, bet, okay. And they had this scene, like I said, there's another one of the scenes where, excuse me, where you had the scene and you're like, oh man. He's talking to his friend about like, hey, I don't. So that's the other thing too. Like he's so timid and he's just happy to be there. There's wild things happening to him, and he's he's had so many chances throughout this movie to be like, okay, this is your chance to get out. This chance to get out. And he does not take it. He does not take it at all. And that's the thing too, because like I said, when you have somebody that's not them doing this stuff, this is where you have that topic where is this a rape? Like it's like pretty much like a date rape. It's like drugging somebody and then you having your way with them. That's what I took from this movie. it felt like an hour and a half long date rape movie. It was like that, and she has no control because there's even a scene where she's telling him like, "I'm not in control. Please kill me." She's like, "Please kill me. This is not me." She like I said, "It's me. It's not. I'm not her right now. This is the real me. Please kill me." Like this nigga is taking over. She's acting a fool. She's got me doing kind of crazy stuff. Like, please kill me. This ain't me. So, like I said, but that's a little bit later. Um, so like I said, so he's at work talking to the friend Sarah, and Sarah's trying to get into to any college. She can't get in nowhere. And she's like, man, she's talking to the dad. The dad's like the owner of the place. And she's like, oh man, I don't understand, blah, blah, blah. I'm just, why can't I get in none of these colleges, blah, blah, blah. And he's like, yeah, but I'm gonna tell you something. No, my fault. So she's like, I can't get these colleges. And then she's like, but I know you've been dating Nikki. I don't understand like why she's feeling you like this. She was not like this. I don't understand. So this is another chance for him to be like, hey, she's crazy. He's like, oh yeah, I forgot what he said, but he's like just saying some crazy stuff that to the point where it's like, all right, dude, like you cool with this. Like you cool with her being crazy like this. Like this girl did not, like I said, this is early. This is early in the movie. She didn't duct tape the door. She didn't dug your dead cat up, all kind of stuff. And then at this point, he opens, and that's the other thing too. Like before he even talked to her, he opened up the lunchbox. There was pictures of him. She had took all kind of pictures of him. He's like, "What is this crazy bitch?" Like, he's like, "What is this? This crazy shit crazy." So then it's like a little note, and he's got a sandwich. He's like, he takes a bite of his sandwich, and that note says something like, Sandy question mark, like the cat's name. She's like, what we doing with the cat then? Like, what we do with the cat then? And he was eating that, he realized he was eating cat, bro. This nigga said threw all that up. He was at that point, he was like, nah, I gotta talk to her, bro. She's tripping. This is finally where he's like, let me talk to her. She's tripping. I'm like, bro, she been tripping. Like, but you just not want to do something. Okay. So Bear calls, he calls, so this is like the demon customer support. He called, and he sound like, what can I do for you? Thank you for calling One Wish Willow. What can I do for you? He's like, bro. And that's the thing too, like when in the beginning, that like when he was buying the thing, the lady's like, hey, by the way, people always come in talking about, they want to return this item, blah, blah. I don't understand why. It's like, you get your one wish. I don't know why you have it. Yeah. And he was like, okay, so they giving you clues. So then he calls customer support and he's like, well, how do I get out of this? Like, how do I make her normal? And they were like, this is what you wanted. You want her to be this way. And then he's like, the voice is like, the only way for this to stop is just one of y'all got to die. And he's like, okay. And then he was like, you want me to contact her? And then he's like, what you mean contact her? And you hear her screaming. So like I said, that's how again, that's not her. Like, what are you doing, sir? Like, so you just so happy because you got the shell of her, that you don't have the real her. Because you so thirsty to fall in love with her, because you want her so bad, you got the shell of her. Like I said, that's why I said to me, a mean date rape movie. She's not in control. The girl's screaming on the phone, like, screaming. So her soul is somewhere else. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm saying, like she's in there. She's in the car, but she's not driving it. Somebody else is driving. Like, what I'm saying? Like, that's the crazy thing about this. So that's the other thing too. When he leaves, so she duct taped the door. She's standing there, like, they hold her for a minute. She's smiling, and she is so infatuated with him that she peed on herself. Like, she didn't leave that spot. She peed on herself. And so he comes home and she's like covered in puke and all kind of, I don't know what else she had. I think she had poop on her too. Like, it was like all kind of stuff. She's like, yeah, I ate a bug. I was so hungry. I didn't want to leave this spot. I was waiting for you to come home. And he was like, bro, you're tripping. So then his boy was like, hey, let's do a boys night out, just me and you. And you in the theaters, you watching it like, so he calls him, was like, bro, we need to do a guy's night out. And he's like, oh, I don't know if Nikki will let me. He was like, bro, don't let her run you. Like, what I'm saying? He's like, we ain't trying to have her over here. Like, it's supposed to be guys night out only. So then he was like, I don't know. She's gonna be cool with it. And literally, he tells her, like, at first he's telling her, like, hey, I'm thinking about, he's like, hey, that thing with the cat earlier, that wasn't cool. So you didn't fed me cat. She's in the shower at this point because you didn't fed me cat. That wasn't cool. And now you at the point where the stuff you done around the house is wild. You peed on the carpet, you done threw up on yourself. Like you acting crazy right now. I need you to chill with that. She was like, okay. Like so she's it's like nothing. Okay. When I first heard it, I thought she didn't hear him. I just thought she was just responding like, oh, okay. Like, but she clearly heard it because the next thing he says is, hey, you cool if I go to a guy's night out? And then she was like, yeah, that's fine. He was like, okay, so you gonna stay here while I go out then, right? And that was when you heard that shower like, shh. She was like, huh? What was that? So then she starts screaming. She's acting a fool. Like, why? Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. That's fine. She's acting up in there. And then he ends up taking her. He's like, all right. He's like, all right. So then he takes her there to the thing. And man, this dude was tripping. Like, because I can't remember if it was this point or it's after this point. So at this point, like, there's a point where they call him and they tell him, like, bro, she's tripping to the max. Like, you got whatever's going on, like this and this. And they tell him, like, bro, something's going on with her, bro. That's not her. And then he was like, you don't think anybody can love me? When he said that, that was like the 100% confirmation he was the villain of this movie to me. On Hood Movie Review, we always did villain of the movie. That was when he became the villain of the movie right there. Before, it was kind of like, okay, maybe he's dumb, maybe he doesn't realize, maybe he's just gullible, not really like, maybe like say, because you could be a simp and not really understand because you don't really you don't know how to talk to girls, so that makes sense for the character. But at that point, when he said, "Oh, you don't think anybody can love me?" Because you already know you made the wish, because that wasn't her the way she's acting. So he's like, all right. So there's a point, like I said, they go to that party together and they're playing like I don't know, it's like a Jenga truth or dare thing where like you pull the lumber off and you flip it and it gives you instructions. So it's stuff like, hey, you gotta kiss, you gotta tell a story, you gotta do this and this. So Nikki has her thing, she pulls it and she's talking about Hansel and Gretel, and she's talking about like, yeah, she's talking about like how being in love with somebody that's like a brother to you, but you love them so much, you read to finger yourself with their arm, like with their mutilated arm. He's like talking about stuff like that, and everybody's like creeped out, like what? And another thing too, even before they even happen, she's laughing weird at these jokes that they telling. They telling these jokes ain't really that funny, but she's like, ha 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 ha. She's like laughing hard, and like I said, so of course, Barrett's turn. He draws his. He got to kiss the girl that likes him. Sarah, that's the other friend. Where he says he's like kiss the person on your left, which is Sarah at the time, because they had this something happened. They had to swap because she was already like all over him. So one of the things she had to swap seats with somebody. So she had to swap seats, and she was still looking at him like, hey, and like I said, he had to kiss the person left to her, and she was like, shit. She walked over there all creepy. She'd have took that girl's chair and dragged it back loud. Remember Men in Black when he dragged that thing? He was like, he dragged it. She sat right next to him. She was like, and I was like, bro, she is killing this role, bro. Because she really got me like tense. Because I'm afraid of everything she's gonna do. Even in public, I'm afraid what she's gonna do. So he's like, he kisses her, whatever, and she's like, hey, I know y'all think I'm crazy, but I love this man. And they're kind of like, okay. He's like, so y'all can think y'all crazy if y'all want to, but I'm just being me. I'm like, all right, shit. I don't care if y'all think I'm crazy. She was like, oh shit, I don't care if y'all think I'm crazy. That's my man. And yeah, then she starts screaming, and she just takes a bottle, just like hit her something there. They're like, oh, they're like, get her. And he just sitting there like, and they're like, get her, dude, get her. And the scene just ends. So at that point, when that happens, there's a point where so like I said, he take her to the hospital, and they like, I don't know why they didn't take her, but she clearly bleeding and it's cut up and all kinds of stuff like that. And she got out the car, she's mm, 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 she's hitting the Dougie and shit. She's out there dancing. They're like, bro, we're not taking her in. I don't know why. Here's one of the scenes where they talking, but it's just a musical score playing, and it just like, so I don't know why they didn't take her, but they didn't take her for some reason. And then she threatens. This point, this is the part I was talking about earlier. So this part I don't remember. So this is the part where, so it was after that. That was the part where he gets a text, and the whole time his phone goes off, and you scared because she's got her head laying on his chest, and you like, this girl wake up. You terrified for this man at this point. Oh, if she wake up, it's a wrap for this nigga because the phone goes, and you see the text, you see Sarah's name. I was like, oh God, no. Oh God, no. So you like worried for him. And then, like I said, he takes the call, and she's like, hey, meet me. She was like, hey, can I come over to you? And he was like, I don't think Nikki would like that. And she was like, okay, well, you meet me then. And he's like, all right. And you're like, you so stupid. You sitting there thinking like, oh, you so stupid. He walks out. He tries to sneak out, and she's kind of like, that's when you hear the voice like, kill me, please. This isn't me. This is the real Nikki. No, she's like, please kill me. She's like, this person took over my body, and she's talking. She's telling you like, hey, this is not me. Like she's telling him. So he still goes anyway. And of course, Sarah's like, hey, again, she's like, hey, that girl was weird. She ain't never been acting like that. And the way she acted, I ain't never been her. And I want to let you know that her and Ian been sleeping with each other. So I don't know how she's so in love with you, but they've been sleeping around in secret. And then he was like, oh, that sucks. And she's like, hey, yeah, okay. She's like, yeah, I got this last, the last college letter. She was like, I don't know if I'm gonna open it up. So they talking, and you know what's gonna happen, but the way they pace it, you're like, it's coming, but you can't time it. You're like, it's coming, because they in the car, and that certain angle where you just see the head in the window, and that's it. And he just talking like, yeah, and you just see the head in the window. You're like, she's gonna pop up on us, man. So in this conversation, she's like, yeah. So she's like, remember you had to kiss the girl to your left to you? I'm on your left, and I was like, oh my gosh. Oh, girl, gonna see this. It's a wrap for this nigga. Oh, it's a wrap for him. So this girl, Nikki, pop up, and she take a brick, put a steering wheel. She's like, slamming her head, and it's not just a pa pa. It's not like it's like pa 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 pa, and it goes on for an uncomfortably long time. It was like she probably got a good 42 head smashes in. She was just slamming it. He's just, and she's like, well, it's your fault. She's like, you the reason why I had to kill her. So now we got to dispose of the body. Remember, you made this wish. She tells him like, you made this wish. Now I got to do these things now because now I'm crazy in love with you. And at this point, he's like, oh, and he goes into, so this one, she's like, I'm gonna take care of the body, you stay here. So he goes back to the mystic shop, and he's like, hey, where the stuff at? Like, where's the one wish willows? So at this point, you're like, oh snap, he didn't use his wish, so he can't even see him no more. He's like, dude, and there's a new guy that's working there now. He's like, what? Oh, I'm just kidding with you. It's over here. We moved it. And he was like, oh, why would you do that? Why would you play me like that? And he's like, what do you mean, buddy? Your energy's off, bro. Like dude is hilarious. This dude they showing, dude's hilarious. He's like, your energy's off, bro. So he tells him like, hey, how could you sell something like this? How can you sell something like this? He was like, I mean, I don't know. He was like, you gotta go. He's like, shoot, that's your wish. He's already made mine. So we don't know what his wish was, but he said, I already made my wish. And literally he's like, man, I can't believe you sell these things. And dude, I think he's getting a call, whatever. You can hear him in the background. He was like, man, look, you can do this and this. You can kill yourself. You can kill her. Is that serious? Well, like I said, he's saying like it's nothing. You can kill yourself. You can kill her. I don't know, man. It's up to you, man. What do you want to do? So then he's like, he tells Ian, he's like, bro, I know you slept with her. I don't care. And the dude's like, what, bro? Why you coming at me like this, bro? And he's like, no, that's not why. He's like, you can have her. Shit, you can have her. He's at this point, he's like, I just need to know, like, I need you to make a wish. He had bought one. He bought another one. I need you to make a wish that she's not going to be in love with me no more. Just make a wish. And of course he ain't going to believe him because he's like, bro, wishes aren't real, blah, blah, blah. He's like, no, bro, like, that's not. Bro, he took that thing from, he was like, oh, this is real, huh? I wish for $1 billion and snapped. He's like, no! You see that money just falling from the ceiling. He was like, what? What's going on? And that money just falling. He was just sitting there like, oh, oh. So then he ends up going home with another, he has another one wish Willow at this point. And he asked Nikki to reverse the wish. And he's like, he's like, bro, he comes home and he sees Sarah's nude. She's naked. They said this is the only naked part. So I do apologize. So it's the only naked part. Because the dead body, she's naked. She's just sitting there, face all smashed in, titties out, and she's just laid up like this. And he's like, oh no. And then Nikki's wearing her clothing too. And Nikki's like, hey, I'll kill you and then kill myself. Just because that's how much I love us. Because you've been acting a fool and I can't stand it. And he's like, no, you can't do that. And while they talking, she's like threatening, I'm gonna kill myself and I'll kill you. I'll do it. I'll do it. I'll kill myself and I'll kill you. No, I'll kill you, not kill myself. It don't matter. I'll kill us both. But she's just saying crazy stuff. And while it's going on, Ian pops, he's like knocking on the door, like, hey man. He's like, I got that money, bro. I got $1 billion. And she's just like, shoot that nigga dead in the head. And Bear's like, bro, you can't do that. You can't do that. He's like, bro, he's like, I love you. Blah, blah, blah. Come on. So then he's like, okay, that was, you just see that door slam. He's like, he's locked himself in there, and he chooses to. He's like, thinking about, to stop this whole wish thing. So at this point, he's like, I'm gonna kill myself. So he pops like a bunch of pills to OD, and you hear a snap, and all of a sudden he's just like. He walks in there, so that's how you know she done made a whole new wish, I guess, to where he'd be in love with her, like the same way she in love with him. But like I said, you don't hear it, but you know this was going on. And then at that point, he just dies in front of her, and she's just like, "Oh no!" And she just stops. She's like, and you see she snapped out of it. She's like, "What the fuck?" And she like shoved him off. She's like, "Oh my gosh!" And she starts screaming like, "Ah! I can't believe what I went through," and it just ends. The movie just ends like that. Another thing too, because like I said, another thing, I didn't talk about this, but there was a sex scene they had, and again, they don't show her nude. Like this girl, don't show her nude. I think if I remember correctly, she's got a bra on, and he's just pumping away, and she's not even like affected by it. He's pumping his life away, and she's just like looking to the side, like looking at the glass. He's going to work. She's just like. And he's like, oh, he finished. And she's like, oh my gosh, I just love you so much. So that's how you know. Again, she's not the one. Since she's pretty much like in a what's the word? Inebriated state. Like she's being controlled. She's being possessed by this thing. She's not in control of her body. Somebody else is in control. Like I said, so that's why I took from it. So like I said, that's just pretty much the breakdown of the movie. But from what I took of this movie was, again, like I said earlier, this is a 1.5 hour long date rape movie, and with this, like I said, we see a character where they make it seem like Nikki's the villain, but she's really not the villain because she's not in control of her actions, because the fact that, again, this demon came through, is in control of her body, doing these things. And I think the scenes where she's going crazy and hurting herself and self-mutilating herself is literally the real Nikki trying to get out, because at this point she's like, hey, I'm just trying to leave. You know what I'm saying? Like, this book, she even said, kill me. She was like, I can't control my body. You got me in a situation where it's kind of like Jessica Jones. Remember Jessica Jones? Jessica Jones on the show, the dude's power is he tap you or he talk to you, and whatever he says, you do his, like, whatever he command, you have to do. But you still there, but you just doing stuff. You're like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I'm doing this. And that's how it was. She was in a relationship with this man and she didn't want to be. And this is pretty much that same thing, where she's not in control of her actions, and she's stuck in a relationship with somebody. At this point, it's over some time, because they show this whole montage and they do all kind of stuff together. And like I said, and there were several times where he could have got out. So you start, because the movie, the way they do it, because it's paced perfectly, and you get to the point where the beginning you kind of feel like, oh my gosh, you're scared for him, and then you get to that point where you're like, oh, he cool with it. he happy where he at. The memes where they be like, "Oh, if you see me getting yoked up on my girl, trust me, I'm happy here." That's what it was. It's like he's happy here because there were several times where they told him like, "Hey, she's tripping. Is there any reason for this?" And he's just kind of like, "Why? Why do you think you think I can't find somebody? You can't think I can't?" And it's like, no, I ain't saying you can't find nobody, but it's like, bro, she's tripping. Why is she like this? And then, like I said, and then when he does finally explain, because every time he's making excuses up for it. Oh, she's just not feeling well. Oh, this is it's always something he's got some excuse for. So he's cool with it, even though she's doing crazy stuff. You should have been stopped this. I'm not saying you should have like kill. I mean, I understand you got to either kill yourself or kill her. So once he found that out, it was kind of like you gotta do what you gotta do at this point. But it's kind of like, man, with this with this movie, like I said, it's a to me, it's one of those movies where it's a talking piece because it's like I really think in my heart of hearts he was the real villain. Some people are going to say, "Oh no, she's a villain." Well, he was innocent. It's like, no, I don't think he was innocent. I really think he was somebody that was happy. He finally got the girl of his dreams, and he was willing to do whatever it took and go through whatever it took, or go through whatever to stay with this woman. And he proved it because throughout this whole movie, he did. The only time, because I'm trying to remember exactly when he was kind of like, "Hey, let me go ahead and stop it." Like, I think it was. No, no, yeah. It wasn't until because at this point you got to think everybody died around him too. Everybody died around him because of his selfishness. Because he didn't want to sit there and be like, "Hey, y'all, she's tripping. We got to stop her." Whatever it is, even if I'm saying, even if it's like, okay, look, his Make a Wish thing, Make a Wish, you see it's true. He should have did it with Sarah, in my opinion. He should have did that with Sarah because Sarah would have been down to stop that wish because she already liked him. But with that drawback, I think it's one of those things where I don't know if it was just people that had lovers that had their wish, or like they had the jack their wish, or it's just every single wish you choose has a bad outcome. Kind of like how Rick and Morty with the devil lived across the street. It's kind of that's Nevil Things, a movie called Nevil Things, where you get the one wish, but there's some kind of weird backfire to it. And that's what I think with this, that no matter what you wish for, is a weird backfire to it. And man, he caught the worst of backfires. But again, it's one of those characters where you don't fit. To me, I didn't feel bad for him. I felt bad for him when she first got to the house, and then after that, I was kind of like, okay, at this point, he like it here because she didn't fed you your own cat, and you still like, no, guys, she's fine. Like you still, you know what I'm saying? You still were taken up for it. So like you were happy to be there, and after all that, you were like, hey, you think no one can try to date me? You think no one wants me? You think no one wants me? Like bro, it's like, no, bro, it ain't about nothing like that, bro. She's obviously tripping. Like this girl to smash the bottle over her head at our party. Like she gotta go. Like something is up with her. She ain't never acted like this. Now all of a sudden y'all dating, she's doing this weird stuff. It's like, bro, you either abusing her or whatever it is, something weird going on. We don't like it. But yeah, I think with this movie, I think this movie had a perfect ending too as well, with him dying, like with him getting that, because you see a lot of people didn't notice this. I noticed this when I went to the theaters. Some people were like, why would he do that? It's like he was obviously controlled because he was already OD on the pills, and when he walked up there, that wasn't him anymore. He was over there trying to love her again at this point because, like I said, that her wish kicked in, and then at that point, he dies because then that is nigga an OD from that. And then she kind of like when she shoves him off and starts screaming, because the movie just ends with her shoving him and she's screaming, and you just see the TV. And that's the other thing too. When they're talking in the scene, she's talking about killing him and all stuff like that. There's a TV screen in the background where he's sleeping. There's a recording of him sleeping the whole time. He's like laying down, and like so you just get his head and like this chest. He's just laying there asleep, or he's just laying there chilling. She's recording the whole time. She's just so infatuated with this man. Like it is insane. But yeah, I really enjoyed this movie. I really enjoyed the performances. Everybody did a great job in this movie. I definitely recommend it. Like I said, that's pretty much the breakdown of everything that happened in the movie. From like I said, it was very unnerving. Like I said, I jumped quite a few times in that movie, and I was like, oh, like I was just watching like, oh, getting chills on my spine with every scene she was in because she bodied it. But like I said, with this movie, that's how I felt with this movie. It just felt like I said, again, an hour and a half date rape movie where, again, she had no control over anything she was going through. And he was pretty much like, okay, you gonna do my will, but it just didn't work out the way he wanted to work out because, like I said, there was a lot of you snippet, her rewinding and all kind of stuff like that. And I think with me, it was her pretty much playing three different characters, like the actors playing three different characters. So you had the actual Nikki in the beginning, then you had the Nikki that was being controlled, and she had nothing she can do about it. So when she's crying, that's the real her coming out. And she's like, hey, and she's like, oh my gosh, kill me. She's saying weird stuff and she's not hurt herself. I think that's that one. And then the demonic one where it's like doing all this nice stuff, and then kind of well, I do peeing on herself, all kind of stuff like that. She's just so in love with, like, that's the demonic side. But yeah, I definitely recommend it. I had again, I'd have to be nitpicking to find things wrong with it. And that's why I said it's not a perfect movie, but it's very, very close to it. For a horror movie to have you feeling this kind of way, there's no random jump scares. All the jump scares in the movie, they hit the way they're supposed to hit. Random gnat came and flew in here. Let's say there's a let's say every jump scare hit the way it's supposed to hit. The tone was crazy. You feel the sense of dread the entire movie. Even before you feel the sense of dread, like even when he goes, because like I said, the scene when they go to the house and he snaps it, like I said again, that's 10 minutes into the movie. If that, like I said, it's like 10 minutes. It's early. It's early. Like we said, like I said, we literally get him practicing what he's gonna say with the friends. He gets ready. He goes there because at first he's like, nah, I ain't gonna go there. And then he ends up going anyway. And then that's when he drops her off, and then and that's it. Like I said, and that all take no joke, probably 5 minutes. Probably 5 minutes. But yeah, from then on, as soon as nonstop. It's nonstop. It's everything I told you is nonstop. And that's why, again, I want to give it this credit because I feel like this is probably a movie where she deserves any award you can give her. And I feel like with this movie, and the director needs to get some kind of award too. The way you frame certain scenes, the way you shot certain scenes. Like I said, that scene with her in the door, again, she was doing a lot of creepy stuff. She was talking, she was sitting there, she's in the corner talking, all creepy. Those scenes are terrifying. When she's in the darkness, she's terrifying. And even when she's talking normally, she randomly starts smiling for a long time. Like I say, there's one shot they hold her smiling. Like I said, there's a couple scenes they show her smiling, and she's smiling for a long time. No joke. Like they will show her smiling for like probably a good 45 seconds. Like, and you're like, oh my gosh, like, and she's killing it, and she's just, and you can see the different emotions she's going through because she's having a inner battle. Um, it's going like she's going through his way. It's such a good movie. It's such a good movie. But I'm gonna end the review right here. I've been talking for an hour, but I just really enjoyed this movie. And if you've seen it, you understand why I feel the way I feel. If you haven't seen it and you just want to watch the full review because you're too scared to see it, I understand because this movie had me frightened. So I understand because it's about 3 in the morning where I'm at now. Because like I said, I watched it and I was just looking into it, just like looking up stuff on it because I was like, you know what, I like to before I after I finish the movie, I like to look into things like how much it made and who all little trivia and things like that. So I like to look at all through that stuff. I'm a movie head, but yeah. But I'm gonna end it right here. I really enjoyed this movie. I definitely recommend it. If you haven't seen it, definitely go see it. Like I said before, horror fans, go see it. Non-horror fans, see it for performance. If you're too scared, watch my review. And like I said again, I broke down the whole movie for you if you've seen this whole thing. So yeah. But see you later. Bye.